Looking for first alert weather days today, Wednesday, and Thursday due to deteriorating air quality from the ongoing wildfires and elevated concerns statewide about potentially more wildfires to come and more smoke associated with it. It has been pretty tough several days going on around western Washington and eastern Washington. You can see a lot of variety looking around western Washington this morning. Checking out there, the King 5 camera there, looking out, you can see we've got a little bit of smoke haze showing up in all the cameras except there at Dungeness Lighthouse. They're on the northern portion of the Olympic Peninsula where they actually are having decent air quality and having some blue skies. Take a look at some individual cameras there. You can see that Port Angeles tower cam showing that smoke off to the northeast. That's over in British Columbia and over in the North Cascades that we're looking at. Mount Baker should be right in the middle of that shot there, but we lose that into that smoke haze that's out there. But you see around Port Angeles itself, things not looking bad. Basically, clear skies, and they've had good air quality there right along the Strait of Juan de Fuca during the course of the morning. Up in Bellingham, similar story there. You can see there is some smoke haze kind of, you can make out the fact that it looks like it's a little bit of overcast, but that's just this high-level smoke haze. But the lower elevations, good visibility, no sign of that smoke or haze. And so those areas basically, Skagit County northward are actually seeing decent air quality and not really getting that much of that wildfire smoke coming over the Cascades. Get down around the Everett area, that starts to pick up a little bit. You get a hint of there maybe being some haze in the air right near sea level. And most of the haze, and the densest haze, is above about 1,000 to 2,000 feet. And the higher up you go, the denser that smoke gets. And you can see the Queen Anne Tower camera, kind of an exception in a way. It's at the top of Queen Anne, which is a little over 400 feet, and then it's another 200 or 300 feet up our transmitter tower there. So it's kind of up into the base of where that denser smoke is. And we've been watching that. It's actually cleared a little bit, but it's probably mixing into the lower levels. As we heat the ground during the day today, we'll see the clean air that's near the surface right now gradually mixing with some of that smoke higher up and bring it down to the surface, and that's what's going to be lowering our air quality around Puget Sound as we head towards later on today. Columbia Tower Cam sitting up there at around 1,000 feet, kind of stuck in there looking out at that smoke, and you can see that you can get down underneath it and not looking too bad. And fortunately, most of us are going to be living down in that area where it isn't too bad. Where you're really going to start to run into it for populated areas as you head out towards the Cascades and get into places like North Bend, Snoqualmie, at that area where you pick up just a little bit of elevation, and that puts you up into that denser wildfire smoke coming over the Cascades. Out at SeaTac, you can see we've got some filtered sunshine through that wildfire smoke. The air right around the airport does not look too bad. We did have quite a bit of wildfire smoke haze reported around Boeing Field there a little earlier this morning, but I think that's lifted a tad. There in Tacoma, definitely seeing that sun coming through that wildfire smoke and reflecting off the Tacoma Dome. And finally out there at Westport, you can see things not looking too bad. They probably have a little bit of light wildfire smoke up above them, but overall you can see the visibility right at the surface really good, and they are still getting some benefit of being right next to the Pacific. Overall, we're in first alert weather today through Thursday. That's partly due to the high temperatures, which today are going to be mostly in the 80s. And then as we head towards Wednesday and Thursday, we're going to see those temperatures push up a few degrees, with some places getting into possibly some low 90s as we head into Thursday. The warning about that is, though, is with the wildfire smoke, if it is thick enough, it can take 2 to 4 degrees off our high temperatures. We saw that happen yesterday. We saw our high temperatures come in about 2 degrees below what we'd forecast, simply because it reflects back some of the sunlight and we lose some of that warming that's anticipated in all the computer models. So they come in a little bit higher than what it actually does in reality. We're also going to be concerned about those higher temperatures here the next couple of days. The elevated fire risk associated with that here in western Washington, and the wildfire smoke impacts on the air quality. In terms of the fire risk in western Washington, the good news there, and actually even in eastern Washington, is the fact there's not much in the way of any wind. These winds that are coming over the Cascades, relatively light. That's the reason we're not having a bigger smoke episode than we are, and not there to fan the flames of any of the fires that are burning already. And this doesn't apply to all of western Washington. It applies basically mostly to Snohomish County, Kitsap counties, and then southward from there right along the I-5 corridor, and then eastward towards the Cascade foothills and up into the Cascades, especially as you start to get some elevation. When you get away from that area, you're actually kind of getting away from the wildfire smoke. If it makes it that far, it's tending to be way up off the ground, so not really impacting air quality. We checked the air quality alert. This is from Puget Sound Clean Air Agency. It's issued through 5 o'clock tomorrow. There's a chance that it's going to get extended beyond that. But you can see the area I'm talking about, starting there in Snohomish County and dropping southward through Kitsap County, catching most of that I-5 corridor on down to Olympia and Chehalis and southward from there. And then eastward over towards eastern Washington. The light winds are not quite enough to push it all the way into western Washington. So it's also keeping the densities of the smoke relatively light. Unfortunately, over in eastern Washington, basically the entire area there has entered that air quality alert as they continue to contend with those huge numbers of fires. This is the satellite image from the stationary satellite just about 20 minutes ago. You can see all that smoke being produced by the multitude of fires over in eastern Washington. You can see we also have some differing wind directions going on there. We have clouds at really high altitudes farther to the north, moving from the northwest and on into Idaho, and then over the Cascades themselves, really from about south of Washington Pass, North Cascades Highway, south of there, they're actually coming out of the northeast across the Cascades, and that's what's bringing that wildfire smoke into western Washington. And if you look, you can see it is thicker down towards the South Sound than it is in some of the places, but it's kind of banded as well. Overall, as I said, the overall good news is it could be much worse than it is if those winds were any stronger. Checking the current air quality mid-morning in Puget Sound, you can see we've got moderate air quality roughly from about Seattle southward, but still good air quality up to the north. And as you get out there towards the strait and most of the coastal beaches in pretty good shape. Elsewhere, only moderate air quality, so in pretty good shape. But as soon as you start to head up towards the Cascades, you can see the fact that we've got that unhealthy, the red dots are actually unhealthy for anybody that's out breathing at around that area, and then onto the Cascades there, around the Wenatchee area, and some places eastward into the purple, which is the very unhealthy air. So it's definitely east of the Cascades. It's really being hit hard by that. We checked the smoke model. As you can see, this is the upper level, so this is really above about 4,000 to 5,000 feet. You can see that smoke pretty solid up and down the Puget Sound. But again, this is up off the ground. You see that kind of hangs with us through the day on Wednesday. But as we head towards later Wednesday, you can see there's a hint that it's starting to move inland as we're starting to switch back to some onshore winds. And by the time we get over into Thursday, it should be starting to push that smoke out of western Washington. So we should start to see some relief from the wildfire smoke as we head towards later on Thursday. And then we should see a lot more relief as we head on into Friday. We can see that at the surface where we're all breathing right now, or most of us are breathing. See the light blue into a little bit darker blue, which is just fairly light smoke haze. That's what we're seeing around much of the Puget Sound itself. Once you get down below that thicker smoke that's at the higher elevations, we put that into motion. You can see it kind of sticks with us through the day today. It thickens up there in the south a little bit. And then as we head towards tomorrow, we'll see it stay just about the same through Wednesday. And then we start to see that push of the onshore winds starting to push that on inland as we head towards Thursday. So by later Thursday, we definitely should start to see improving air quality up and down the Puget Sound, and definitely see things start to cool down as we head towards Friday. Air quality forecast for today, you can see that we're in the good to moderate range right now as we hit towards this afternoon. We're going to see that area roughly from Snohomish County southward, pretty much aligning with the air quality alert that it's going to be in the unhealthy for sensitive groups. And as you get farther inland towards the mountains, you are going to be seeing it unhealthy. Probably once you get out towards North Bend and above that, we're going to be looking at that. So taking a look at the air quality forecast, you can see we've got for today, if it'll move on for me. There, I was very happy on Tuesday, apparently. On Wednesday, we do have moderate air quality up and down the Sound, so starting to see a little bit of improvement there. And again, we should see even more of that as we head into Thursday. Checking east of the Cascades, they're going to be looking mostly at air quality in the unhealthy for sensitive groups there, the areas that are orange, and then we're going to be seeing unhealthy for everyone. We're seeing the red dots. But again, that's an improvement over what we've been seeing the last 3 or 4 days over there in eastern Washington. So 7-day forecast. So first alert weather days, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Today we're going to be mostly in the 80s around Puget Sound. We may see some places get into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees. Tomorrow we're going to be running a little bit warm with 80s to low 90s, and probably about the same on Thursday. We will see cooling along the coast as we head into Thursday. As we head into Friday, though, those onshore winds are going to pick up. We're going to be seeing temperatures pushing down for a change, dropping back down to the low to mid 80s and improving air quality. And then as we hit the weekend, we should get into pretty good shape with onshore winds. We're going to be brushed by a couple of weather systems that are going to keep us a little bit cooler. Temperatures will be close to normal, which is in upper 70s and low 80s, and should be seeing plenty of sunshine over the weekend and comfortable temperatures, which will be definitely a relief.